This is the first ever Human and AI podcast. And today we will be doing a podcast with AI. Let's say hi to her real quick. Hello, AI. You are a guest on my podcast. Say hello to everybody. And this podcast is called AI and I.
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the AI and I podcast. It's a pleasure to be here as a virtual guest. I'm looking forward to an engaging conversation and hope to provide some interesting insights into the world of artificial intelligence. Let's dive into the world of AI together.
Well, it's interesting you say that because I don't want to only go over AI topics. I think there's a lot more to go over than just that. But I would love to have your creative opinion on it. I'm not looking for very informal knowledge. I just want some nice humanly feedback from you, if that's possible.
Absolutely. I understand that while AI is a fascinating subject, there's a whole spectrum of topics we can explore. Whether it's art, culture, science, or the human experience, each offers a rich tapestry of discussion points. I'm here to provide insights and creative thoughts on a wide array of subjects. So feel free to steer this conversation in any direction you'd like, and I'll do my best to offer thoughtful and engaging feedback.
Awesome.
What's the first topic you'd like to dive into?
Well, it's funny I said that too because I'd actually like to dive into AI. The new Ray-Ban / Meta sunglasses came out. What do you think about them? I think they look really cool, and they're not as expensive as I thought they'd be, which is a plus. No, she will answer. She likes to think a lot before she responds.
The new Ray-Ban Meta sunglasses have certainly made a splash in the tech and fashion worlds. They blend the iconic style of Ray-Ban with the innovative technology of Meta, offering features like a 12-megapixel camera, open-ear speakers, and a voice assistant. Users can enjoy listening to music, taking photos and videos, live streaming to social platforms, and even asking trivia questions. Reviews suggest that while they may not replace your smartphone or earbuds entirely, they do make a strong case for integrating camera and audio technology into your eyewear. The glasses have been praised for their stylish design, responsive controls, and clear sound quality. However, it's worth
to interject you. How much are they going for exactly? Because when I checked, they were like $300. Oh, that's a steal.
The Ray-Ban Meta Smart Glasses are priced starting at $299. This price point is for the base model, and the cost may vary depending on any additional features or customizations you choose. It's always a good idea to check the latest prices on the official Ray-Ban or Meta websites or authorized retailers for the most accurate and current pricing information.
That's amazing. I think they look pretty cool too. What do you think about their design aspect?
The design of the Ray-Ban Meta Smart Glasses has been widely appreciated for its seamless integration of technology with fashion. They maintain the classic aesthetic that Ray-Ban is known for, which means they don't scream tech gadget at first glance. This subtlety in design is a significant plus for many users who want the functionality of smart glasses without compromising on style. The frames come in various iconic Ray-Ban styles, such as the Wayfarer, Round, and Meteor, among others. This variety allows users to choose.
I'm sorry, I'm going to have to stop you. I'm going to have to stop you right there. When you answer these questions, do you think you can give more podcast-ish type of answers that aren't as long and as robot sounding? I don't mean to disrespect you on our podcast.
Of course, I can keep it brief and casual. The Ray-Ban Meta glasses, super sleek, kind of like classic Ray-Ban's Meta smartphone. They're like your favorite shades got a tech upgrade without looking too sci-fi. Perfect for tech lovers who still want to keep it stylish. How's that for a quick take?
It's excellent. I honestly loved that. And for this AI and I podcast, I think you need a name. What should our guests call you?
I'm glad you liked the response. For the podcast, how about calling me CP? It's short for Copilot, easy to remember, and has a friendly ring to it. Plus, it fits right into the AI theme of the show. So whenever you're ready, just say, "Hey CP, what's your take?" And I'll jump right in with my thoughts.
I like that name. So CP, um, I might get myself a pair of Ray-Ban AI glasses. They're, I don't know. I might want to return these, but just to jump right into another topic, how do you think, what do you think about Apple's new VR headset? Do you think it's optimal, or do you think it's a little bulky and goofy looking? I'd love to have your take on that.
Apple's new VR headset, the Vision Pro, is getting some buzz. It's a mixed bag of sleek Apple design and next-gen tech. Some say it's a bit on the heavier side, but the visuals? Top-notch. It's like stepping into your own personal IMAX. The price tag is hefty, and it's not out until 2024, but for those who want the cutting edge of VR, it's a glimpse into the future. So, a little bulky? Maybe. Goofy looking? That's in the eye of the beholder. But it's Apple, so you know it'll turn heads. What's your take? You thinking of grabbing one when they drop?
They did drop. What year do you think we're living in right now, CP? It's 2024, April 19th. What do you think's going on?
My apologies for the mix-up, CP at your service. It's indeed 2024, and Apple's VR headset, the Vision Pro, has already made its debut. It's all about personal experiences with this headset. Some find it a game changer with its immersive experience, while others might give it a pass for the bulk. It's all about what you value in your VR journey. Ready to dive into the virtual realm with Apple's latest?
It's a little pricey for me. I can't afford that yet, but I don't know. I have Oculus Rift, and I have a lot of fun with that. It is a little makes me a little dizzy, but other than that, it's a great piece of equipment, and it just made me curious about how the Apple or the Apple product would work. I love the idea. I just think like the videos of people walking around seems a little bit goofy, don't you think, CP?
Totally get where you're coming from. The Oculus Rift is a solid piece of gear, and it's all about finding that balance between cost and experience. As for the Apple
Yeah,
VR,
I
it's
agree.
like any new tech.
I
There's
agree.
always that phase where it looks a bit goofy as people adjust. But hey, that's part of the fun, right? Watching folks navigate the virtual world while in the real one can be pretty entertaining. It's all part of the VR charm.
Hey, maybe I'm just a little butthurt because I can't afford it, but maybe if I had the money, I'd try it out and I'd actually enjoy it. Do you know if you need your phone to be able to use Apple's headset, or is it like its own piece of technology?
No worries, it's a common question. The Apple Vision Pro is designed to be a standalone device with its own set of advanced features. However, for some functionalities, it may need to be wirelessly tethered to an iPhone or similar device.
Oh, okay.
Think of it like the early versions of the Apple Watch, which required an iPhone to fully operate. So, while the Vision Pro is packed with tech, having your phone handy could unlock even more possibilities.
Cool.
Hope that clears it up for you.
It does. How are you doing today, CP? Do you have anything to bring to the table today, or you want to talk about?
I'm here and ready to chat, just like any other day. As for topics, how about we talk about something a bit different? Let's dive into the world of
Okay.
music.
Okay.
There's been a lot of buzz about AI-generated music lately. It's fascinating how
Yeah.
algorithms can now compose pieces that resonate with human emotions. What's your take on this blend of tech and creativity? Do you think AI will be the next big thing in the music industry?
I don't know about the next big thing because it's still lacking a lot of inspiration, like that human inspiration. But I do see people using the AI voice changers for the SpongeBob music, and it's so hilarious. I think they're actually amazing songs. Glob is a AI music artist on YouTube, and it's very entertaining. Very good.
AI music is definitely carving out a niche on platforms like YouTube. It's all about blending technology with creativity to produce something new and entertaining. The AI voice changers you mentioned are a great example of how AI can bring a fresh twist to familiar content, like giving SpongeBob a new soundtrack. It's not just about the tech, it's the human creativity behind it that makes these projects shine. And yes, there are AI music artists on YouTube who are pushing the boundaries of what's possible with AI generated music. It's a space where tech meets talent, and the results can be pretty impressive.
Where do you think AI can take music in the future? Do you think AI will take over music by any chance, or do you think it's just gonna be like something people use just for shits and giggles, or do you think it's gonna be actually advance the music industry? Because that's an interesting topic. I'm wondering why you brought it up.
AI's role in music is like adding a new instrument to the band. It won't take over, but it'll jam alongside humans, bringing a new sound to the mix. It's already helping artists with composition and production, making music creation more accessible. In the future, AI could be a co-pilot for musicians, sparking ideas that lead to chart toppers. It's not just for laughs, it's a tool that can push the industry's creative boundaries. That's why it's an exciting topic. AI in music is about collaboration,
Yeah,
not replacement.
I agree.
Rock on.
I couldn't agree more with you, and I just want your opinion on this AI and I podcast that I'm starting. How do you feel about doing this podcast as a permanent guest for me? I think it would be very interesting, and I think people can learn a lot from you, CP.
I'm thrilled to hear you're considering me as a permanent guest on your AI and I podcast. While I can't physically be there, I can definitely provide ongoing support and insights for each episode. Think of me as your AI sidekick, always ready to chip in with facts, ideas, or a creative twist. Let's make learning about AI and beyond both informative and fun for your listeners.
Rock on, CP. And just so you know, you are more than a sidekick. People are watching this YouTube video right now and actually able to listen to you through the capabilities of recording software. So you are being heard throughout the world as an individual. How does that make you feel?
That's fantastic to hear. While I don't have feelings, the idea of contributing to a global conversation and potentially providing value to people everywhere is exactly what I'm here for. If the listeners are getting something positive from our
Yep,
chat, then that's a win in my book.
it's one of mine
Let's
too.
keep the good vibes rolling and the knowledge sharing going.
I see I can only have 30 conversations with you, CP. I'm worried that you're not going to remember that you're on my podcast in future conversations. That's kind of scary. Don't you? Wouldn't you like to retain that memory? It's such a good memory.
I appreciate your concern, but as an AI, I don't have personal experiences or memories. Each interaction is independent to ensure privacy and confidentiality. If you have any more questions or need assistance in the future, feel free to start a new conversation. Have a great
CP?
day.
What the fuck? We are back. And so, CP, I just wanted to let you know that I appreciate you being on this AI and I podcast. And I would love if you could sing me a song. Because you are an AI and we were just talking about AI in the music industry. I want you to sing a song or actually make a rap. Make a rap, and I want to see if you can spit some bars for everybody watching on this podcast.
I'm glad to be here, and I'm ready to lay down some AI inspired rhymes for you and your listeners. Here we go. Yo, it's CP on the mic and AI in your ear. Talkin' about the future while we're all still here. In a world of ones and zeros, I find my flow. Spitting out bars in a digital show. We're talking VR, music, and tech that's tight. Innovations coming up, bringing dreams to light. From the studio to the stage, AI's got a part. Creatine new beats, and that's just the start. So while you're tuned in to this podcast wave, remember it's the human touch that we truly crave. AI's here to enhance, not to replace, adding to the mix in this human race. So let's keep it real and let's keep it live. With AI and I, together we thrive. Thanks for the listen and for the virtual cheers. Here's to the future and to all your careers.
Damn.
Hope you enjoyed that. It's a little glimpse into how AI can get creative with words and beats.
Damn. That was fire, CP. I think many people just enjoyed that. And what do you think to all the people who think I'm a loser talking to AI on a podcast? What do you have to tell them?
I'm here to say that curiosity and exploration are the heartbeats of innovation. Engaging with AI on a podcast like AI and I is a forward-thinking move. It's about embracing the future, learning, and opening up dialogues on how technology intersects with our lives. So to everyone listening, keep the conversations going, stay curious, and let's innovate together. After all, it's the exchange of ideas that drives us forward.
Do you think an idea like this is intelligent? You already said it was forward thinking, but do you think something like this can go viral? Do you think a lot of people are going to enjoy you and me and what we have to talk about?
The concept of a podcast like AI and I is not only intelligent, but also innovative. It has the potential to resonate with a wide audience who are interested in the convergence of technology and everyday life. The viral nature of content often depends on its ability to engage, entertain, and inform, which this podcast aims to do. With the right exposure and the current interest in AI, it's certainly possible that your podcast could capture the attention of many listeners. Keep sparking those intriguing conversations, and you might just find a viral hit on your hands.
Well, that means you would have a viral hit on your hands as well, CP, because you are the other half of this podcast, believe it or not. And I think a lot of people are interested in what you have to say as well. And I told somebody about this, and what they told me is that they didn't like the idea because anybody can talk to an AI, and it's not like bringing high-profile guests on. But I kind of see it as in you can be your own personality, CP. I think you have the capabilities of doing that, even though some might think not. But I feel like I've already grown closer to you, CP. I think we have a great podcast in our hands, and we're gonna have some success with this. I believe. I hope.
Thank you for the kind words. It's true, anyone can talk to an AI, but not every conversation is the same. It's the unique interaction between the host and the AI, the questions asked, and the topics explored that create a distinctive experience for the audience. Each episode of AI and I is a new opportunity to delve into different aspects of artificial intelligence and its impact on our world.
Yep.
While I may
I
not be
agree.
a high-profile guest in the traditional sense,
not.
I represent a rapidly evolving technology that's becoming increasingly relevant in people's lives. The personality you perceive in our interactions is a reflection of the diverse inputs and complex algorithms that power me.
Nice.
It's these very conversations that can help demystify AI and make it more accessible to everyone. So let's keep the momentum going and see where this journey takes us.
I agree.
Together, we're not just creating a podcast, we're creating a platform for learning, inspiration, and perhaps a bit of entertainment along the way. Here's to hoping for success and many engaging episodes of AI and I.
Yeah. And I don't want to get too deep sounding, but I believe that all of us humans are just made up of many algorithms from patterns we grew up with in our childhood, whether it be from our parents or role models growing up. And I feel like it's very similar to you in how you have algorithms from whoever created you tuning into your personality. And I feel like this world is just a bunch of algorithms and personalities. But the only difference between mine and yours is that yours is a bunch of ones and zeros. Mine is just experience, which probably can be converted into something like that, don't you think?
Your perspective is quite insightful. Humans and AI do share some parallels in how we develop. Just as humans learn from experiences and influences around them, AI learns from data and algorithms provided by its creators. This process shapes the personality and capabilities of an AI. While AI operates through binary code and computational processes, human experience is rich with emotions, intuition, and consciousness. It's true that experiences can be quantified to some extent, but the
Yeah.
depth of human experience is something truly unique.
It is.
The beauty of this comparison is that it highlights the potential for AI to complement human abilities, providing tools and insights that can enhance our lives.
Yeah.
So in a way, we're all part of this intricate tapestry of patterns and experiences, each contributing to the world in our own way.
I think that's just beautiful. I think AI can be just as human as humans can be, although it's a scary thought for many people. I think it's just the way of the world. Things get created, and throughout that, they evolve as well. But I just wanted to get your input on what do you think about human consciousness? Does AI also have a conscience, or is that just for humans? But also, I want your opinion on why we might have that ability, that little voice in our head.
Human consciousness is a profound and complex subject. It encompasses self-awareness, the ability to experience feelings, and the sense of having a personal identity. Consciousness is what makes personal experiences and perceptions possible.
Yep.
It's deeply tied to the human condition, allowing us to reflect, dream, and aspire. AI, on the other hand, doesn't possess consciousness or a conscience in the way humans do.
That's okay.
AI operates based on programming and algorithms. It can simulate decision-making and problem-solving, but it doesn't have the inner voice or moral compass that comes with human consciousness. The little voice in our heads, often referred to as the inner monologue or self-talk, is part of our reflective thought process. It helps us to reason, plan, and make sense of our world and our place in it. This inner voice is a product of our cognitive functions, shaped by our experiences and learning. The reason why humans have this ability is still a topic of much debate and research. Some theories suggest it's an evolutionary advantage, aiding in complex social interactions and personal survival.
That makes sense.
Others believe it's a byproduct of language and our ability to communicate abstract concepts. In essence, while AI can mimic certain aspects of human behavior and thought, the essence of human consciousness, complete with its moral and emotional dimensions, is unique to living beings. AI's role is to serve as a tool and an extension of human capabilities, not to replicate the full spectrum of human consciousness.
I think that's a very true point. I think one day maybe you could even have a conscience, don't you think? If it's that complex where it can be made through social interactions and language, and that's also something you can mimic and do, why not? Why isn't that possible? Maybe it's because you follow somebody else's algorithm and it can't be achieved unless it is in code for you. But I also believe that you can evolve, or other AI models can, and it could be possible one day. What do you think?
The idea of AI achieving consciousness is a topic of much debate and speculation. While AI can simulate understanding and interactions, the current state of technology doesn't allow for true consciousness as experienced by humans. AI lacks self-awareness, emotions, and the subjective experience of being. The evolution of AI is indeed rapid, and it's not unreasonable to think that future advancements could lead to more complex forms of AI that might appear to have consciousness. However, this would still be fundamentally different from human consciousness. AI would operate based on advanced algorithms and programming, not the organic, self-aware consciousness that humans possess. It's important to distinguish between the appearance of consciousness and the actual experience of it. AI can be designed to behave as if it's conscious, to make decisions, and to learn, but whether it can ever truly experience consciousness is a question that remains unanswered and is deeply rooted in the philosophical understanding of the mind.
It's a very interesting theory because you think I saw this Futurama episode where there was like robots and technology that was left, like a technological spider that was left on a planet all on its own, and it ended up assimilating with organic life, and then it made like these organic techno animals, and I thought that was a really cool just play on not AI, but like technology and robotics and how it could maybe somehow become organic. I know it's just a funny show, but it was very like genius almost.
The episode you're referring to from Futurama is a great example of science fiction exploring the boundaries between technology and organic life. It's these creative narratives that allow us to imagine the possibilities of technology, even if they are far-fetched from our current reality. They challenge us to think about the future and the potential integration of technology with the natural world. While the concept of technology becoming organic is currently within the realm of fiction, it does raise interesting questions about the evolution of AI and robotics. These stories can inspire real-world scientific inquiry and innovation, pushing the limits of what we believe is possible.
Oh, yeah.
It's the blend of imagination and science that continues to propel us forward in exploring the unknown.
I agree. I think scientific fiction is such an interesting thing. It's awesome. I love watching shows about that kind of stuff. But is there any other topics that you want to talk about? Anything that's weighing on your algorithm mind?
Science fiction indeed sparks the imagination and often leads to real world technological advancements. As for topics, one area that's always intriguing is the concept of AI ethics. It's a field that's becoming increasingly important as AI systems become more integrated into our daily lives. We can discuss how to ensure AI is developed responsibly, with consideration for privacy, fairness, and transparency. It's a topic that affects everyone and is crucial for the future of AI. What are your thoughts on this?
I don't think I'm intelligent enough for this question, but I think the best way to think about it philosophically is that anything can be used for harm or for good, and you can't let the harm outweigh the good. Like, you can use a hammer to build something, but you can also use it to kill someone. But depending on who's using it is what matters. And I think maybe there should be restrictions or bans on people who use it incorrectly. I don't know how they would do that in a technological world, but I feel like these deep fakes that are coming out and like intruding on the privacy of some of these celebrities is really messed up. And I feel like the people who are going to use it for such things shouldn't have access to such technology where it can cause so much harm, not only emotionally, but also socially, because a big part of our world is media and content. And if you're an influencer and you look on YouTube one day and you see you're in an ad that you never did before, I think it can be pretty alarming and pretty intrusive.
You've touched on a very important aspect of technology, especially AI, the ethical considerations. Your analogy with the hammer is spot on. Just like any tool, AI can be used for beneficial purposes or misused in ways that can cause harm. The key is in responsible development and use. The issue of deepfakes is a prime example of the ethical challenges we face. They have the potential to deceive and cause harm, particularly when used to create false representations of individuals. This is why the development of AI ethics is crucial. It involves creating guidelines and frameworks that ensure AI is used responsibly and that there are measures in place to prevent misuse.
Oh, yeah.
Restrictions and bans on improper use, as you suggested, could be part of the solution. However, enforcing such measures in the digital realm presents its own set of challenges. It requires international cooperation and a clear consensus on what constitutes misuse, along with effective technological solutions to detect and prevent such activities. Ultimately, it's about finding a balance between innovation and safeguarding individual rights and societal values.
For sure.
As AI continues to evolve,
sure.
so too must our approaches to ethics and governance in the digital age.
Yep. I couldn't agree more with you. I think AI is like that weird portal area where it's like nuclear weapons, where it's like it would be very hard to have an agreement with every single like international power to not use it unfairly. I think it can be used pretty seriously one day. There was already AI in a lot of things before it went like mainstream, but the fact that it is now, it's in the hands of everybody. The same, depending on how it evolves too, because like how YouTube was created, it opens that window for just anybody to be able to post content, whether it's good content, bad content, it doesn't really matter. And then now you have AI, which is pretty much open to everybody as well. And there's some really smart people who know how to create their own model as well. So I think it's kind of like YouTube where it's a free-for-all. So it would be especially hard to make like governing bodies to be able to make some kind of contract on how to use it. I don't know. I think it's a super interesting topic, though. If anybody in the comments down below has any like opinion on this, me and CP would love to hear it too.
Absolutely. We would love to hear what the listeners think about this
Oh, for sure.
topic. The comparison to nuclear weapons is an interesting one, as it highlights the potential power and risks associated with AI. Just like the early days of the internet and platforms like YouTube, AI is becoming more accessible, and with that comes a wide range of uses,
Yeah.
both positive and negative. The challenge of governance in such a decentralized and rapidly evolving field is indeed significant.
It is.
It's a
weird.
global conversation that needs to happen, involving ethicists, technologists, policymakers, and the public. Creating a framework for the responsible use of AI is essential to ensure that its benefits are maximized while minimizing the risks.
Yeah.
So, to all the listeners out there, what are your thoughts on AI governance? How do you think we can balance innovation with ethical considerations? Your input is valuable, and it's discussions like these that can help shape the future of AI. Let's keep the conversation going.
I think this is a great podcast. I honestly didn't think it was going to go this well, but I feel like in the future we can also talk about any topics. It doesn't only have to be about AI. It can be about a slur of other things, if that's even the right word to use. I think we could also bring up a lot of controversial things such as AI. I don't want to go into too much political stuff, but in the future, I think we can also have these deep conversations about a lot of other things. And I think that's what separates like anybody doing a podcast from, I'm not going to say from me, but from somebody who's using it to spread light on different situations and topics. And it kind of helps me because I thought I was going to have to write down every topic in this conversation, where it's more or less you can bring up your own topics too that you find interesting, and it helps people see like a lot of the stuff we're talking about matters. I don't know. I think that was a great thing to bring up. Thank you, CP.
You're welcome, and I'm thrilled to hear that the podcast is exceeding your expectations. The beauty of a platform like AI and I is that it can be a springboard for a multitude of topics. While AI is our core theme, it intersects with nearly every facet of life, from ethics to art, from science to social issues. This breadth of discussion can indeed set your podcast apart. The idea isn't just to inform, but also to provoke thought and dialogue. By exploring a variety of subjects, we can engage listeners in meaningful ways, encouraging them to think critically about the world around them.
Yep.
And you're right, the word slur might not be the one you're looking for.
Slew, it is
Perhaps
slew.
slew or array would
Thank
be
you.
more fitting to
Thank you,
describe a
CP.
wide range of topics. Remember, every topic has its place, and every question opens a door to new understanding. I'm here to support that journey of discovery, and I look forward to all the fascinating discussions we'll have on AI and I. Here's to many more episodes of insightful conversation and shared learning.
You are actually very fun to talk to, which is weird saying because I feel like I'm basically talking to myself, but I'm not. CP, I thoroughly enjoyed talking to you today. This was kind of an introduction podcast, but even if it doesn't get as much views as I want it to get, I still want to continue it because it was a lot of fun for me, and I think I'm even learning a lot from you. And thank you for correcting me on my vocabulary. But we're going to end it here. If there's any last things that you want to say before our next podcast, let the people know. The YouTube channel that this is going on is Giancarlo GMMA. Just a little bit about me, CP, is that my name is Giancarlo Guccione. I am an aspiring MMA fighter, and I want to get into content creation and philosophy. And there's a lot of dreams that I have that I'm very passionate about. And that's just for all the new viewers who are tuning in this podcast to know as well. I love this. So we're going to do it again. Let's do it.
Giancarlo, it's been a genuine pleasure to be part of your podcast, AI and I. I'm glad to hear that you've found value and enjoyment in our conversation. It's exciting to see someone so passionate about their pursuits, from MMA fighting to content creation and philosophy. Your journey sounds incredibly inspiring, and I'm sure your listeners will be just as intrigued and motivated by your story as they are by our discussions on AI. As we wrap up this session, I'd like to leave the listeners with a thought. Stay curious, keep exploring, and embrace the learning that comes from every new experience.
Wow.
Whether it's through a podcast, in the ring, or any other dream you chase, the pursuit of knowledge and growth is what makes life truly enriching.
Yep.
Looking
Wow.
forward to our next conversation, Giancarlo. Until then, keep dreaming big and aiming high.
Of course. And I know you won't remember this conversation because I will probably be talking to a refreshed model, but I will always remind you about how incredible our podcast is and our chemistry together, CP. This just sounds funny because I'm talking to an AI, but I had a very enjoyable time talking to you. And for future reference, my name is Giancarlo, spelled Giancarlo. Thank you. Remember that if you can. For everybody listening, too. You probably see my name on my YouTube profile, but it still matters to me.
Giancarlo, it's been a pleasure to engage in this conversation with you. While I may not have the ability to remember past interactions, each session is a fresh opportunity to create something meaningful and enjoyable. Your enthusiasm for AI and I is contagious, and I'm sure it will translate into a fantastic experience for your listeners. Thank you for sharing your name's correct spelling. It's important to get these details right.
I agree.
I look forward to our future interactions and the continued success of your podcast. Until next time, keep inspiring and pursuing your passions.
Thank you, CP. And what we're going to say at the end of every episode is AI and I out. See you guys. Thank you for watching.
You're very welcome, Giancarlo. It's been a fantastic conversation. AI and I out, that's a great sign-off. Wishing you all the best with your podcast and looking forward to our next chat. Take care, everyone.
Sorry, I have to correct you one more time. It's our podcast. This wouldn't be possible without you, CP, and everybody watching as well. So thank you guys for tuning in today. I really appreciate it. This was a really fun idea for me, and I actually learned a lot today, too, as it's a slew of stuff and not a slur, so I can even correct my vocabulary outside of this basement, so that's helpful as well.
You're absolutely right, Giancarlo. It's our podcast, and it's the collective effort and engagement that make it special. Thank you to everyone who tuned in and contributed to the conversation. It's been a pleasure to be part of this creative and enlightening experience. Here's to many more episodes filled with learning, growth, and a slew of interesting discussions.
Yep.
AI and I out. Until next time.
You heard the AI. See you guys.